Greetings, IndyCar enjoyers, and welcome back to the land of the giant spider and other sculptures. Because, well, Barber is usually known for the sculptures, kind of like one of my local places. This year's Barber GP begins with Alex Palou jumping to the lead. Not even Malukas stands a chance against the Barber champ. Malukas is not slowing down though. It was close, but Palou is just too good. And he is an excellent driver. It's not the hybrid system, it's the fact that Alex Palou is just really skillful at what he does. Scotty Mack gets past Rossi and is now in 12th. Lundgaard gets past Ferrucci for 6th. Palou now has a 2-second lead gap over Malukas. On lap 16, the pit cycles begin. Rahal had gotten ahead of Malukas and is now in 2nd. Kirkwood, Dixon, Scotty Mack are next to come down to pit road. Soon after, Malukas and Seagull make their pit stops. Grosjean and Ferrucci go at it for 4th. Malukas does a great job at holding off Kirkwood. Kirkwood did try the same move that he did on Palou on Malukas, but it didn't work, and Malukas isn't going to make it easy. Grosjean makes his pit stop and several drivers join in alongside him. Alex Palou is doing a Verstappen strat and he comes down to pit road on lap 26. Not even pit stops can slow him down. Again, is there anything that can stop him? And the driver lost control and went into the gravel trap, but no yellow was thrown as he was able to make it to the track safely. Rossi takes out VK. Yeah, he should have let Connor Daly keep the seat. So far, not much is going on. The two Meyer-Shank drivers make their pit stops. On lap 44, Scott Dixon makes his pit stop, and a lap later, Palou makes his second pit stop. Rahal is next to come down to pit road. Here we go. Lundgaard makes his pit stop and Palou is back in the lead. He still manages to stay ahead of Rahal. Lundgaard is somehow trying to catch up to Palou, but the pit stops will become a factor. Schumacher seems to try to hold off Palou to fight to stay on the lead lap, but wasn't enough as, well, you know, Palou will always get ahead of you. And doing a Mazepin is, yeah, like, it's frowned upon. Yeah, I know that drivers in IndyCar will try to fight to stay on the lead lap, but it's a frickin' Mazepin. I think that IndyCar should change their rules to not have drivers do that, because I remember one time when one driver blocked someone and got penalized for it. Yeah, it could lead to scenarios like that where drivers will take advantage of that and then get penalized for it. That's why I think IndyCar should revise their rule set so that they can have this not become a thing. Rahal and Malukas come down to pit road. Hauger does a Mazepin on Palou and tries to hold him off, but Palou puts him a lap down. And yeah, do not mess with Alex Palou. He is the GOAT of IndyCar, the Tom Brady of IndyCar. Lundgaard pits in and has issues on pit road, meaning that Palou takes the lead. Yeah, that's what I came here to see. I came here to see Alex Palou beat one of the McLaren boys to prove a point. During the broadcast, we also get an interview with one of Marcus Armstrong's pit crew members, which, again, seems to be a rarity in IndyCar. At this point, nothing can stop Palou from winning another Barber race. I'm just glad there's no cautions, aka yellow flags. Rahal and Lundgaard bow for second. Rahal defends second from Lundgaard even when he attempted to get past him. Holy crapper! Lundgaard gets past Rahal, is now in second. On the final lap, Palou takes the win and does it with very little mistakes. Yes, he is back, baby. Alex Palou, the Tom Brady of IndyCar, is back where he belongs. And he's only just 2 points behind the second-rate Andretti driver known as Kyle Kirkwood. Yeah, I still think that Colton Herta is the top Andretti guy. And now that he's left, Will Power has his seat, and now he's the top Andretti guy. Now, this is what I came here to see. So yeah, this year's Barber race gets a 9 out of 10. This track is Palou territory. It's physical, and Alex Palou gets to take another win. He wins back-to-back and will once again celebrate his win at the Barber Motorsports Museum. But anyways, it is time to sign off. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, then you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell just in case I haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. Greetings, F1 enjoyers, and welcome to the prestigious Japanese Grand Prix. In Suzuka, you usually expect Japanese or Red Bull brands to be on top. Yeah, you usually expect a Japanese brand, even if that Japanese brand is depicted as an engine manufacturer or Red Bull, to be on top because it's Japan. And you don't usually want to see Mercedes win Japan because, Mercedes is infamous for, being owned by crime bosses in Japan, a certain kind of criminal organization that, of course, soured the reputation of Mercedes in the Japanese public. Yeah, you know who I mean. But right now, that hasn't happened. And Haas F1 even has a special Godzilla livery for Haas. So yeah, a lot has happened in this race. I'd love to get a diecast of that Godzilla Haas car sometime. It is awesome, and it's such a shame that Cole Custer, or heck, even Sheldon Creed, or Sam Mayer, or even one of the Toyota drivers didn't get that special livery. And it would have been awesome to see Denny Hamlin drive around in a Godzilla car. Yeah, instead of that Bob's Furniture car that kind of has the same color as the Universe car, but I would have killed to see one of the NASCAR drivers have a Godzilla livery akin to Haas F1. That would have been amazing, man. But anyways, this year's Japanese Grand Prix begins with a formation lap to get to the grid and Piastri taking the lead away from Antonelli, but not for long. Holy crapper! He still got it! An intense battle went underway. Piastri is now in the lead while Antonelli gets past Hamilton for 5th. Ocon gets past Hadjar while Verstappen is currently running in the top 10. Yeah, at least it's in the top 10. Red Bull isn't looking good so far. Russell is now in 3rd. In the main straight, Russell gets past Leclerc and he's now after Piastri. Norris and Antonelli battle for 5th and almost had him in 130R. Yeah, that's one of the corner names in Suzuka, by the way, if you haven't known already. Antonelli gets past Norris, but Norris is not one to give up a position that easily. Antonelli fell back to a poor start, although that is to be expected for a 19-year-old. I mean, he is pretty young, so having these kind of mistakes is kind of on brand for him, but he's getting better though. In 130R, Russell manages to get past Piastri, and he's now in the lead until he lost it. Leclerc still manages to hold off both Norris and Antonelli. Even on lap 13, Piastri continues to lead. So far, not much is going on. Antonelli and Leclerc battle for 3rd. Antonelli gets past Leclerc and he loses 3rd to Leclerc. On lap 17, Lando Norris makes his pit stop. Behrman also comes down to pit road. Leclerc is next to come down to pit road and somehow stays ahead of Norris. Yeah, don't ask me why. I guess Ferrari strapped. Colapinto is also seen making his pit stop. On lap 18, Piastri comes down to pit road and gives up the lead to Russell. Piastri gets past Verstappen and is now in 5th. George Russell decides to make his pit stop, and the race gets yellow flagged right when Oliver Behrman crashed into the wall while attempting a dangerous overtake on Colapinto. Yeah, he just crashed one of the freaking Godzilla cars for that, and a lot of people have pretty much pointed this out, but you shouldn't freaking pass on a track that barely allows you to pass, even with these 2026 cars. Some tracks like Suzuka, it's hard to pass. And yeah, I'm just glad that Oliver Behrman made it out alive. And I felt bad for him. Yeah, he had an injured ankle, and it probably is going to take a long time to heal. Man, that Behrman had a hard hit. I feel bad for him, although I'm still bummed out that he got Kevin Magnussen's seat. I miss Kevin Magnussen, man. Kevin Magnussen was one of the best drivers in Haas F1, but I'm still hoping for the best for Behrman. I hope he gets better soon. Because of that, the safety car had to be deployed, and it's such a shame that one of the Godzilla cars is out of the race now. Oh well, at least one of them finished the race. Antonelli makes his pit stop during the safety car period. Hamilton and several other drivers also join in alongside him. Oh no. Behrman is injured. Yeah, as I mentioned before. Yeah, again, I hope Behrman gets better soon in the Miami GP. Yeah, the Middle Eastern races are cancelled for reasons I can't actually explain on YouTube because the algorithm would hate me if I try to explain why these Middle Eastern races got cancelled. So I'm not going to mention it at all. But anyways, The seemingly never-ending safety car period ends with Antonelli pulling away in the lead. Yeah, it's finally ended, and Antonelli is back in the lead where he belongs. Piastri and Hamilton battle for second. Keep in mind, Suzuka is a track that's very difficult to make passes at, even with the V10 cars, that a lot of people won't shut up about, as there isn't that many long straightaways, and there's pretty much a lot of narrow corners. Yeah, Suzuka is a track where you have to basically try to be creative with your passing. Lance Stroll is out of the race. Here's to hoping that Aston Martin finishes a Grand Prix sometime, which they actually did. Antonelli is now 3 seconds ahead of Piastri. Russell gives up 5th to Leclerc. Antonelli's lead gap keeps increasing, even on lap 39. Is there anything that can stop him? Hamilton and Leclerc battle for 3rd. Leclerc almost got past his own teammate and he attempts to pass him again. Russell gets past Hamilton for 4th after Hamilton loses power. Leclerc locks up, but he still hangs on to 3rd. Hamilton also got penalized for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Another Hamilton penalty. Good lord. Hulkenberg tries to get past Hadjar for 11th. Norris attempted to get past Hamilton, but Hamilton defends. Hulkenberg gets past Hadjar for 11th, and he might get past the only remaining Godzilla car. Yeah, that is if there is enough laps in the race itself. Russell gets past Leclerc for 3rd, but he then loses 3rd to Leclerc. Yeah, intense battles go underway, attacking and defending, left and right. Norris gets past Hamilton again. On the final lap, Kimi Antonelli takes the win and manages to win 2 in a row for the first time in his career. Holy crapper. Kimi Antonelli went from being a Formula 1 driver that makes a load of mistakes to being a 2-time Grand Prix winner. And he's also the youngest championship points leader in F1 history. He's not the youngest race winner in F1 history because Verstappen beat him to the punch. But still, he's a championship threat, and this race gets a 9 out of 10. Yeah, Mercedes is known for being owned by a certain group of crime bosses in Japan. Yeah, if I try to explain who they are, the algorithm might hate me for it. But hey, at least Antonelli gets to have another win to add to his collection. And I want to see Kimi Antonelli go on top. Like, he's done something that Connor Zilic was never able to do. He was able to adapt to the new cars and adapt to Formula 1 and get 2 wins. 2 wins. But I don't see Toto Wolff celebrating. Yeah, the Austrian didn't celebrate this victory. I don't know why. After the race, we get driver interviews, driver talk in the cool-down room, and the winning driver's national anthem, and the constructor's national anthem that gets played in Victory Lane. A.k.a. the podium for all you Formula 1 junkies. Yeah, I never got why the constructor has to have the winning national anthem played, because it's usually the driver that's the most important guy in Formula 1, not the constructor. The guys are just there to build the cars. We even get an appearance by Princess Tsukiko herself as she hands the trophy over to Kimi Antonelli. Just don't tell her about the whole crime boss thing of Mercedes in Japan, because if you tell anybody that, they probably will get scared. But hey, at least you don't have to worry about those guys in the race, and that's good, even the characters from that game. But anyways, it is time to sign off. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case I haven't already done so. Also, this is the last Formula 1 race for not a week, but a whole freaking entire month. So the next race is going to be in Miami, as some races had to be canceled for political reasons. But anyways, catch you guys next time and peace out.